going down, fuck the word, I'm a thug. Tell him, can't nothing stop me but a slug.
All right, so let's talk about two guys that are looking for they're ready to get that red painted night fight. We got Tony Ferguson taking on Kevin Lee. Ferguson finishes him. Beautiful triangle, by the way. That was it was a really good fight up until Kevin Lee got caught in the triangle, obviously. But Fred, Tony Ferguson gets the win. Obviously, the fight to make is him against McGregor. There's a lot of talk about McGregor Nate or McGregor Ferguson. Which one do you prefer?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a couple things right now. For all you cocksuckers that have been a fan of this show for a while, don't you ever fucking say that I'm not a man of my word. I did not believe in Tony Ferguson. I have stated many times that I thought that Tony was overrated, and I did not think that he was that dude. Well, let me take the time now to be a goddamn man of my word and take that shit back. I now believe in Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is a bad motherfucker, man. How many people fucking finish fights off their back in championship fights in the UFC these days?
In MMA, it's hard. It's hard to finish a fight off your back. In MMA, I mean, at the championship, at
the championship level in the UFC, you're goddamn right it is, man. People don't get caught in triangles. Tony Ferguson's a bad motherfucker. He's fucking durable, and he has absolutely earned his right to be there. And I'll tell you another thing. Before Saturday night, probably would have picked the Nate Diaz fight. Mm-hmm. And whereas I don't love Tony Ferguson shit talk, McNuggets was kind of played out Sure Dog like 2 years ago, but I was impressed enough by his performance and his bravado leading up to the fight and now after the fight and the interviews that he's done. I want to see Tony Ferguson fight Conor McGregor now. I still think Conor gets in that ass, but I think Tony deserves it. And the Nate fight's there. We can all at this point we can kind of make the Nate fight for shits and gigs whenever we want. If Conor loses to Tony, we'll make the Nate fight then, and it'll still sell hella big. If he beats him and there's nothing else there, and Khabib's fucking wrestling bears in Russia, we'll make the Nate fight then. Tony, in my eyes, Tony earned that shit. He got the win, he got the finish, and in his own weird little quirky, dorky kind of weird way, he's swagged out right now. I wanna see that fight now. Tony earned that shit for me. Let's see it. He deserves it.
Another thing, John Smith said Lee wasn't ready for the level yet. Needed another few fights. I agree with him. I mean, we talked about this in the pre-fight show, right? In the post-fight show.
Clearly,
the level of opponent that Kevin Lee had was nowhere near the level Tony Ferguson had. Now, right here, we'll go to Jesse in a second here on what he thought of the fight too. But now you tell me about the fight itself, Fred. Is it just me or did Tony take a lot of shots?
He did, but you know what? He did. He got dropped in that first round. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fucking Kevin Lee's a fucking goddamn it Muay Thai fucking champion. I mean, I know he can crack, but he's not particularly known for his striking. Listen. That is something that people are going to talk a lot about if they make the Conor fight. Tony gets hit a lot, but it's a double-edged sword. Tony gets hit a lot. How many people have finished Tony with strikes?
None.
A fucking donut, right? I know. Yeah. I don't think he's never been finished with strikes.
No, he's never been knocked out.
So cute cocksucker gets rocked a lot, but he never gets finished. So that is an intriguing part of the fight. I mean, he got hit a little bit more than I would have liked. But Tony gets hit in all his fights, and he still fucking wins all of his fights. So, you know, I would imagine that Conor could capitalize on that, but I could also see a world in which Conor capitalizes but doesn't get the finish, and then Tony does what Tony does later in the fight.
Yeah, and I liked Tony's striking on the fight too. I thought they did really well on the feet. Even after he got dropped, he can't, when he get back up and everything. Jesse, on this fight here, Kevin Lee, I agree with John here that he wasn't ready. I didn't like how Kevin Lee would keep his head in line. You know what I'm saying? Like he never moved his head, or not never, but he barely moved his head much. Like I was almost like Edmund fucking yelling at the TV like head movement. You know what I mean?
Yo, he did literally have staff too, and And I am not making excuses for that fool. Like I said, I flipped the switch on Tony. Tony's the man, but Christ Almighty, he had staff visibly noticeable on his chest. That needs to be stated.
Right. Definitely.
Wait. Before you finish your question, Ed, I have never heard two dick riders so hard in my life over here. because I am utterly disappointed in both of you guys right now.
Here we go.
You, Fred, I am utterly disappointed. This by far was Tony Ferguson's worst outing performance of his career.
For Ferguson.
And I'm Ferguson.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Performance ever. And I'll tell you why. He got hit the most, he got dropped, he got out wrestled, and the only reason he basically won this fight is because a guy beat him in the first round, was on top, dropping bombs on him, and then Staff took over, zapped his energy, and made him gas. All right? Tony Ferguson, if he was so great, he wouldn't have taken the damage that he took. He wouldn't have been out wrestled like he did. He talks about how great his wrestling is. Go and listen to his interviews. Oh yeah, I knew he was gonna gas. Yeah, I was just waiting for him to do that. You know, he never had any position on me. Did you forget the first round? Did you forget the second round when you got taken down? I mean, this was the worst performance. I agree with you, Fred. He earned the win. He did. Over a guy that was beating him up until he gassed out. And Kevin Lee's not going to make the excuse. I'll make it for him. When you got Staff, that is the most draining thing possible. Your body is literally fighting a disease inside its own self, trying not to kill you. You know, it's making sure you don't die out there. So all his energy is going to that spot on his chest, which we all saw was gigantic, which leads to the question, how the hell did the commission allow him to fight?
That's a topic in and of itself, because what the fuck? But you know what's weird? Everybody's talked about the fact that nobody really noticed it at the weigh-ins. I don't remember seeing it either.
No,
maybe it's Maybelline, Jack.
That's what I thought. I thought, I was like, ooh, maybe he put on makeup. You know what I mean? Like,
He had to have, unless it got that bad overnight. What the fuck?
No.
It can, but I mean, that thing was huge, man.
Right.
Like you guys are saying, there's a way to get away with this stuff, but the commission really needs to get on top of this, man, because for a guy to get in there with staph infection that big, I mean, Jesus. What's next?
Yeah.
You know, allowing a guy with like a huge gash on his face?
You know, hold on. You know, for a moment here, can we just touch on this? We have USADA now, right? Mm-hmm. And they show up in your house in the middle of the night, make you piss, look at it, fucking your dick, and all kinds of crazy shit. Is it about time that we almost have like concierge, like motherfuckers that just watch the main? It seems like every time some weird shit happens at UFC cards now, it's always the main event. Can we like put guards on these fuckers? How the fuck does this dude catch Staff? Like, because I almost get why the commission would do that. You know, money talks and bullshit walks, man. At a certain point, they're like, fuck, we need this money. We need this fight. Everybody needs it to happen. Like the UFC wants it. Fuck, Kevin Lee wants it. Everybody wants it. Nobody, you know, this shit happens all the time. And you always see these things where Brock Lesnar pissed out, but he conveniently got to throw Mark Hunt a beating, and then they let the fucking results out. Yeah, probably because they won those fucking million pay-per-view buys. Everybody wants the money, man. So it's like, spend a little money to make a little money, man. Make sure these fucking pricks aren't going to fall out. If you're not on fucking weight or not even close to making weight 7-8 days out of a main event or a title fight, we're replacing you. Fuck, we're sending somebody out to fly to your fucking house, look at your fat ass, get on the scale, and if you're going to fuck us in some kind of way, we're going to start looking for a plan B like 10, 12 days out. Because this shit just happens way too fucking much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, touching on the weight thing, did you guys see that video of that fighter over in what was it?
Jesus fucking Christ!
He fucking died. Yeah, almost died.
Shit, he looked like the Walking Dead.
Yeah. See, this is what we want to avoid, right? But then we also have Kevin Lee saying he was eating tiramisu the night before he had to make weight. So
he was
I mean,
fucking around. I hope.
Hey, yo. Can y'all imagine the look on Dana's face, though, if somebody tried to pull that shit like with that little Asian dude? Can you imagine Dana be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Get him off that goddamn scale. You're going to get us all fucking fired.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good point. John Smith asking how oh fuck, I lost it. How staph kills your cardio. Well, first of all, it's an infection, but second of all, they also put you on, antibiotics, which will
Yeah.
that'll kill your cardio and it'll fuck your training up. Like, Kyle's on here from Loudmouth MMA talking about that. He said, yeah, staph will zap your cardio if you can't train properly leading up. And he had it for, I don't know how long he had it for, but it looked pretty goddamn advanced to me.
And he wasn't on medication, he said. So
he wasn't? Okay.
So he said he wasn't.
Staph plus 19-pound fucking weight cut, which I agree with Kyle in the comments. That was definitely a story that was overblown, but Staph and the 19 pounds probably fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a good fucking thing, that's for sure.
Yeah, Rose asking, damn, did I miss my chance to defend DJ against Fred's unfairness? Yeah, you kind of did.
I was very fair. We all know DJ's the man. I'm just saying we want to see him get tested, man.
Yeah, hey, I saw your guys' post-fight show, and I was like, damn it, I should have jumped on. I needed to defend DJ there against Fred. I was out with my wife, so,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, you're good, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. All right.
Oh, man, fuck you and your wife. I love it. The wife and the kids are the best excuse ever. Do you see how quick Eddie just backed off when he said he was with his wife? I was out with the wife. Oh, cool, true. What's the next topic? Man, fuck that. He was probably sitting around eating Cheetos in his fucking tight whities, fucking goddamn Lucky Charms and shit.
Had Eddie said anything past that, I would have said, "Oh yeah, my kids too, my kids."
Yeah, and then it's definitely next topic.
I can't look, man. I can't touch that because I don't have kids or a wife, so I'm good. Rose says, can he just admit that DJ would fuck him up?
Yeah,
fuck
yeah. That is not in dispute at all. Dude, I could get DJ drunk on whiskey and tie one of his arms behind his back and stab him in the foot with an ice pick, and he would still beat me to death. Make no mistake about it.
MMA Junkie has the best question. I think it's Goes that always asks it. He always asks fighters, how many of him, like, if you could clone him, how many of him would it take to take down one UFC fighter? So how many Freds do you think it would take to take down one DJ?
Oh shit!
About 32.
I don't know. That dude's quick as shit. All right,
it's a lot. He would just be thrashing me with shots in the gut, like bah bah.
He probably laughing a little bit. I mean, fuck. I still think CM Punk against Fred would be a fair fight.
All bullshit aside, I'm telling you, I'll beat that boy's ass. I'm just telling you, I'll beat CM Punk's ass. If I train for like 6 weeks on God, I'll kick CM Punk's ass.
We try to make that a hashtag, it just wouldn't happen. All right. Anyway. And as far as Kevin Lee goes, again, he's 24, 25 years old. He's young. He'll be fine. He'll be back. Just hopefully they give him some more high level fights to get him ready.
They will. He there now.
Yeah, like you said, Fred, on Saturday after the event, give him something that is winnable for him to keep him in that top rotation, to keep his confidence up, to keep him going. You don't want to break him right after this. You just want to keep him going.
You know what I would like to see Kevin Lee get, man? Like one of those veteran fights, like somebody on the way out the door, like a fucking Joe Lozon or some shit like that.
I was about to say Lozon.
Yeah, something like that where he will probably win, but it'll be a tough test and he can look good and build that fucking cred back up. That'd be something like that would be a perfect fight for him.
That'd be Diego Sanchez?
Well, now he about to fight Matt Brown. He gonna get his ass whooped so bad by Matt Brown. I don't know. Maybe they're just fucking throwing Matt Brown a softball because he's retiring after this fight. But Diego is about to get a beating from Matt Brown, dog.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that fight when we get to it because that's a weird one. I don't like when fighters already go, it's my retirement fight. To me that was weird. But I like
Jim
Matt Brown.
Miller. Jim Miller would be a fun fight for Kevin Lee too.
Ooh, I like Jim Miller in that. I like him in that fight against Jim Miller. And that's a veteran name. Fuck it, why not? Especially if he submits him. That'd be crazy.
Motherfuckers love it to be a soldier. Must maintain composure at ease, don't like this complicated.